What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day in the market, the wildlife of a trader. Be looking at the E-mini SP 500 futures contract again. As you can see just from the profile, our 30-minute time frame here, things got wild and wacky. One hell of a roller coaster as we went up, down, up, down, up, down. Essentially, it was basically a big old seesaw, and a lot of people got hurt today. Thankfully, I was not one of them. I took one trade and made all the money and all the points that I wanted to take on the day. Um, Overall, very messy day. Powell was speaking somewhere about some BS that didn't even matter. But for some reason, the algorithms and short-term traders decide to pump up the volume on the day, and we got whipsawed back and forth late in the evening after having a pretty much small inside range on the day. We end up with today's low, today's high, and that is about it. Nothing else to lean on. I'm trying to look to see. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing else to lean on. Um, so let's review what occurred early on in the day. Um, let's label first off. Let's label. Sorry, I'm lacking here. Let's go ahead and label all of our time frames real quick. A through M, A, B. So another thing is like when you have a day like today, I encourage you guys not to trade. Like I said in yesterday's video, I didn't take any trades in yesterday's uh during yesterday's choppiness due to uh risk reward just was not there. Risk reward was not worth it in my opinion, so cash was my position. Having no trade is a trade. And that's how you gotta look at it sometimes. No trade is a trade. And as you can see here in G period, that's when things started to kick off. That's when Powell started. So G period, things started to get kind of wacky. Uh, Took it back in H, set a new low on the day in I, grinded back towards the high in J, and then the Three Stooges, Curly, Larry, and Moe, K, L, and M continue to grind higher towards the day's high. Curly, Larry, and Moe. The Three Stooges. Alright, so let's review what occurred today, right? So if we're just looking at before all that craziness happened, A, B, C, right? We were in the previous day's range. In previous day's range, in yesterday's video, I was saying if we could not take out the day's low, then you would end up rotating back up to this 13 wide point of control. It acts as a magnet. So could not take out the previous day's low. You ended up rotating back up to the 13 wide point of control later in D period because C period couldn't take out B's low, couldn't take out the initial bounce low, even though A and B period we had gotten the overnight low. Sellers had a little bit of things in their corner. They had the value overnight low. They had one time firming down in B period because B took out A's low, and then C couldn't quite take out B's low, so we couldn't get the initial balance low. Kind of just stopped down here near the previous day's low at 4104. Then in C period, we push up. We create a 3Y point of control, and then we close below the opening. D period opens up, shoots up towards above the open, takes out C's high, uh, and then takes out the initial balance high in A period, and then drives up towards the 13Y point of control. We created a small set of single prints initially in D period, so you could have gotten after that point, right? You could have taken the trade once you got above A's high to go and get the 13 wide point of control. Not very good risk reward, but you could have taken the trade. I took the trade early on in A period actually. shortly after we had opened, I got long around 41.08, 75 to push up into and get the 13Y point of control yesterday, but we didn't quite get there. I took it off right at 18, 17.75. So good trade early on in the day for me, but you could have taken the same trade once you took out C's high, anticipating the break of the initial balance high, and then going and getting that 13Y point of control. Or you could have waited till you had more market generated information, such as a set of single prints, very small set that was created right here, something you could have leaned on as a buyer. Very small set was created in D period, so showing buyers were stepping into the market. So E period pushes up. We continue to one time frame up, meaning we're taking out previous time frames high, right? Time frame right now is a 30-minute candle, so we're taking out previous 30-minute candle high. D period, get above the 13Y point of control. Next destination on the short term is value high from previous day, and then J's high, which is kind of a line in the sand early on. So you could have gotten long in E period. Could have gotten long in F period, meaning you could have bought against the single prints. You could have gotten long in G period and bought against the single prints. Uh, as you can see, we held it early on, right? F took out E's low. We stopped the one time framing up, got into the single prints a little bit. I actually took a position towards the end of F period, and then added in G period because I wasn't expecting what Powell to say because right, the market was trying to move up. That's what the market's been trying to do. So Powell, coming out, I really wasn't too worried about uh, what he was going to say. I felt like my risk was good. So I was entering a long position 41.22s, 41.21, and 21.50 is where I got my 3 contracts. I got long against the set of single prints. I had my stop below half back at the time. Half back was right around 41.18. I had my stop at 41.17. So if the market decided to pull back and take out, get below half back, I would have gotten out of the trade for a small loss, no big deal. I had my target set up at J's high at 41.34, where I would take one contract off, and then I had another offer up here at right before we got to the day's high at 41.36, just in case they wanted to play games and not get the 2 extra ticks. Well, in G period, we pulled back slightly before Powell came out and started talking, and then we just began to rock it up, and I got both my offers hit within the first, 5-6 minutes of G period. We rocketed up. Got out at 41.34, and then I got my other 2 out at 41.36. Was not, that was just me expecting us to continue to grind up higher. I wasn't expecting what happened in G period to happen, right? It was a massive move that happened in G period. The range in G period was 55 points. That's a pretty heavy move to the upside from G's low. 55 points, and I captured just roughly 30 points on a 3 lot contract, right? Just 10 points per contract. So good trade there. That was the only trade I took. After that, I didn't do anything else. I sat back and just watched the fireworks because H created a large set of single prints, very large set of single prints, and then or G period, excuse me, created a very large set of single prints, and then they got filled in H. Came down, we set a new low on the day, filling D set of single prints, right? That disappears. Take out the previous day's low, got into the single prints from the trend day on February 1st, right? So we got into the trend day a little bit more, but we didn't quite fill the set of single prints from that day. A fill at 41 or 40.89.75. We got to a low of 40.98.25. So that's where our single prints and our low day start and are at. And then after that, we came back. I pushed back up into the previous or into the value area, and then we grinded the rest of the day higher in J, K, L, and M, as I'm sure there were a lot of people that got caught, buying at the highs here, thinking we were going to go up and take out the next previous day's high, right? They got caught. So as we started to come in, they started to sell out, causing inventory liquidation, and inventory got absorbed in that set of single prints, right? Because you got bids here, underlying bids where people that were caught short from this day, they're still going to have some bids here, getting out, providing, um, or being the buyer, providing the bid to rotate back up higher. And then, of course, anybody that was shorting at the low, thinking we were fill the set of single prints and get the next day's low, they got caught and squeezed up higher. So all it is just inventory, right, being taken from one area to the next, but in a pretty sporadic move. If you were trading during this time frames, yeah, you probably got hurt, and 90% of traders fell at trading, and there were a lot that fell today. So, like I said, we go out with today's low, today's high. We come back into a balance. This time we created a larger balance now. So we're going to encompass the high up here at 4208.50. We are now in a 4-day balance. I'll show you that on the daily. Let's go ahead and mark our destinations, go over some if-then statements, and then we'll look at our larger time frames. Today's high was 4188.25. We closed near the high, so that's something good for the buyers. And yesterday's video, I was talking about how we were potentially setting up just a higher low on our daily time frame. And that's, consolidation is good for buyers. You want to see new buyers step into the market. As the old ones are getting out of their positions, you want to see new buyers establish position and prop this market up and potentially grind up even higher. That's what you want to see. All right, so high day 207.3. So that's our high day. We'll mark that, right? Nope, not green. Red, because you want to anticipate potential sellers there. That is a target, right? Can you call G? No, I'm not gonna call G, and I'm not gonna call M a price probe. All right, we have the day's low at 40.98.25. So we're just gonna take this, move it down. 40.98.25. Low of day. Now the single print start at that and is our low of day. So we have just a little bit left, like roughly 10 points of single prints left from that trend day. Like I said, you do not want to, if you're a buyer, you do not want to see us get back into the lower distribution from that big trend day up. That was the FOMC day. You don't want to see us fill. It's good to have some back testing of that area, but you do not want to find acceptance into that lower distribution. So now we got our low day set, single prints, and our high day. Let's go with some if-then statements. So if we open up with a gap tomorrow above today's high, you should easily grind up higher into 41.94 level, 42.850 level, and then potentially take out our initial balance high here. Or not our initial balance, but our daily balance high now, where the gap starts at 42.0850 and the gap fills at 42.2075. However, if we open up inside today's value or inside today's range, you could possibly expect some more chop in this area here. Like I said, there's nothing to really lean on. So if you open up near the high of the day and you cannot take out today's high, then you'll look to rotate down lower and potentially get to today's low. If we take out today's low, then we begin one time framing down again, look to fill the set of single prints at 40.8975, and then possibly get down to 40.4850. So, however, if we open up inside tomorrow's range and we don't take out neither the high day nor the low day, expect some digestion of today's big moves, kind of like we did here on Monday, right? We just chopped around, got a 13 wide point of control. Kind of expect the same thing tomorrow if we open up inside the day's range and value area. Could just potentially create another rotational day chopping around as we are in balance. All balance means is a market rating is a market waiting for more market generated information, right? The market's wanting to see what more information we can use to create a position, have some conviction for a move either higher or lower. So that's all we're waiting on. All right, let's look at our larger time frames. We'll start with monthly. Monthly hasn't changed. We are in a balance. We're trying to find acceptance above that big 41.41 level. Last month was an inside month, so we have an inside month up. You can call it one time framing up because we are taking out a previous month's high. You can say the monthly is one time framing up, meaning we are setting higher highs and higher lows on a monthly standpoint. However, for me, my monthly balance high does not change. It is 43.2750. We take that out. That means we have acceptance above that 41.41 level and acceptance above the trend down. So for me, that's a larger level. That's what I want to see taken out on our monthly. Weekly. Weekly. So far is an inside week, but we've been one time framing up 4 to 5 weeks in a row, uh, breaking this downward trend line, trying to find acceptance over that 41.41 level where we had that big outside week down. So outside week down that we had, just now getting above it, trying to find acceptance above that area, getting into that weekly and daily gap right here. So that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to continue to one time frame up on the weekly, setting higher highs and higher lows on our weekly time frame. Are we getting a little extended? Potentially. It is potential that we are getting extended. However, we have not seen previous week's low, which is down at 40.2950. We take that out, then we'll put the weekly into an initial 3-week balance. Daily. So yesterday we um, took out our 2-day balance low. We began one time framing down. Then today we took out the previous day's low and the high, putting us back into a 4-day balance. We're going to use 42.0850 is our balance high, and then today's low at 40.9825 as our balance low. So let's go ahead and put that in 40.9850, right? Is that what I said? 48, no, 25, not 50. 25 is our now 4-day balance low, and this is now our 4-day balance high. And all balance means is it's a range. We're just trading inside of a range, inside of a channel. So you either want to look to take out today's low at 40.9825, potentially move on down to the 20-day moving average, back test it a little bit, or look to rotate, take out 42.0850, our daily balance high, and fill that daily and weekly gap at 42.20. Above that, you have the rest of those destinations I gave you on our 30-minute time frame. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate it. If you don't mind, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe. If there's anything I can explain better, please leave a comment below. If there's something you don't understand, single prints, terminology, any of that thing, anything that I say, please let me know if there's something I can explain better, and I'll do my best to explain it better in the next video. If there's a stock that you'd like me to look at, holler at me. I'll be happy to look at it. Post it in the next video, and we'll see, what kind of moves we could get out of it. I'm always down to try or look at stocks, try to look at new things, see what kind of patterns are setting up in there. However, I primarily trade the futures contracts. But once again, thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a wonderful day. It is Taco Tuesday, so go get some tacos.